diving. Hope comes and stops us in our tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Good morning. Good morning. I think I'm done doing that part. Yeah. Got whitey cats. Whitey cats. Good morning. Morning, Leisure. Morning, Claire Joyce. I'm cold. I stayed up late last night playing video games, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. But when I do that, the next day is kind of I just don't bounce back like I used to. So, what? What whiny butt? Wait for the heat to get going. Good morning, Michelle. It's good to see you. Yep. I don't know what to say. More coffee. More coffee. So we're going to be in Doctor's Opinion today. Okay, then. All right. Let's go ahead and kind of get started. I think I'm awake enough to attempt this. Let's pull out our handy dandy big books. You know, we call it the big book, right? We've seen the size of it. It's the only reason I know we call it the big book. So that, because it's a big book. I don't know. Why is the book of Alcoholics Anonymous called the big book? Let's find out. Because the first edition was printed on thick paper, making the book significantly larger than it would have been. There we go, because it was written on thick paper the first time, and that's why we called it the big book. I was close. All right, let's do some introductions. That would be me introducing me. Welcome to the Daily Trudge. Guess who I am? I'm Dion. I'll be your host. Yep. If you're here, please say hello, whether you're watching the live or the rewatch. Now, I am going to start not from the first part, the small one that he wrote. I'm going to start on page, what would be 27 in Roman numerals, which is XXVII. If you'd like to follow, it's when the print gets small again. Second time the print gets small, if that helps you out. All right. The subject presented in this book seems to be of paramount importance to those afflicted with alcohol addiction. I say this after many years' experience as medical director of one of the oldest hospitals in the country treating alcohol and drug addiction. Absolutely, Clara Joyce. I just saw that. You are absolutely welcome. There was, therefore, a sense of real satisfaction when I was asked to contribute a few words on a subject which is covered so masterly in such masterly detail in these pages. We doctors have realized for a long time that some form of moral psychology was of an urgent importance to alcoholics, but its application presented difficulties beyond our conception. What with our ultra modern standardized scientific approach to everything, we are perhaps not well equipped to apply the powers of good that lie outside our synthetic knowledge. They're talking about God. That's what they're talking about. Okay. So Alcoholics Anonymous is what used to be called moral psychology. It's been called different things. Nowadays, we call it CBT, which is cognitive behavioral therapy. And cognitive behavioral therapy is just a matter of replacement of bad habits. It is a rearranging of the mind, of the thought process. We also used to call it brainwashing. Yeah. You know what they used before moral psychology to cure alcoholism? A frontal lobotomy. Yep, a frontal lobotomy. And what a frontal lobotomy does is there's a nail that's driven up through your nose into your brain, and it makes you become a vegetable. Yeah. So when you think about all the easier, softer ways you see all these people doing, just remember that the easier, softer way used to be a frontal lobotomy. And maybe, just maybe, we fucking figured these things out. Now, why are they saying that? Why can't doctors apply the synthetic knowledge of good? I don't know. Why do question would be, why do we restrict ourselves from allowing a higher power, God, to be in everyday places? Anyway, that's a entirely different subject, right? Right here it says so CBT. If you meet somebody clinical, they will have what is called the X factor. In AA, we call it God. Okay. Many years ago, one of the leading contributors to this book, and it was Bill, came under our care in this hospital, and while here he acquired some ideas which he put into practical application at once. Later, he requested the privilege of being allowed to tell his story to other patients here, and with some misgiving, we consented. The cases we have followed through have been most interesting. In fact, many of them are amazing. The unselfishness of these men, we have come to know them, the entire absence of profit motive, and their community spirit is indeed inspiring to one who has labored long and wearily in this alcoholic field. They believe in themselves and still more in the power which pulls chronic alcoholics back from the gates of death. Chronic. That's bad, huh? Like real bad. Like almost dead. Almost dead. Before I move on, I want us, when we're reading this, I want you to think of Dr. Silkworth. Okay. Here was a man who is not an alcoholic. He's a normal drinker. Okay. Somebody in his family had to be alcoholic. I would guess it was his mother. Oh, you're really on that, huh? Is that a continuation from yesterday, Chronoholics? I'll do my best to laugh today, but I'm just not awake enough to really care. But let's think of Dr. Silkworth while we're reading this, and the servant's heart that he had, and the joy he must have felt when somebody, and look at his profit motive, lack of profit motive. It wasn't, I don't know. He may have been rich. I doubt it. I doubt it. He didn't do this for the money. He didn't do it for the money. Pickled. Yeah. Slightly pickled, huh? We're no longer a cucumber. Of course, an alcoholic ought to be freed from his physical craving for liquor, and this often requires a definite hospital procedure before psychological measures can be of maximum service. Yeah, you guys got to be kind of lucid before we can approach them. That's all they're really saying. There's no procedure that involves surgery. Okay, but some people kind of take that as you know. So the hospital procedure here in this case is making sure that the person is safe getting through the DTs. That's what they're saying. We believe, and so suggested a few years ago, that the action of alcoholic on these chronic alcoholics is a manifestation of an allergy. That the phenomena, I just had a weird flashback to a dream. That was kind of weird. All right, I'm not quite aware. Now I'm just daydreaming. That the phenomena of craving is limited to this class and never occurs in the average temperate drinker. Ever. See, that's where things are a little different. I know I tend to harp on certain things, but they're important. Not anybody can be an alcoholic. It does. I don't give a fuck how much you drink, what you think you're doing. You know it. It's not gonna happen. These allergic types can never safely use alcohol in any form at all. And once having formed the habit and found they cannot break it, once having lost their self confidence, their reliance upon things human, their problems pile up on them and they become astonishingly difficult to solve. I had something I was going to say on that. Um, oh, they can never safely use alcohol in any form. I read this little story, whatever. I read it yesterday, and this person is saying, "Oh, we got to be careful because my 5 year old mistook a bottle of liquor for hand sanitizer today." Okay, first of all, that was probably a lie. Just so you know, it's there's no fucking pump on it. I mean, it just doesn't quite match. Hand sanitizer is about 80% alcohol. Just saying, use hand sanitizer. Well, you're putting alcohol in your system. I know it sucks. We gotta be careful on a lot of these things that we use. Some lotions have alcohol in them. No, you're not consuming them. Okay. Mm. Let's say you have, I used to, yeah, huh, leisure. I'm like that's first of all, is a lie. That didn't happen. Okay. It just doesn't make any, then your 5 year old must be the stupidest fucking 5 year old in the world. And why are you leaving alcohol anyway? Yeah, see, there's too many things are wrong with it. We alcoholics know when we hear bullshit. We don't always know why, but we know when we hear it. There's a lot of things out there that have alcohol in it, and so we got to be careful. Right? I used to have ear right. So I used to use isopropyl alcohol, clean it. Gotta be careful, man, of everything. So anyway, just a heads up is all. Hi Ingrid, it's good to see you. What are some of the other daily things? Cold medicine, Robitussin, NyQuil, anything that's like nighttime. Okay. Um, so I'll tell people, I'm like, okay, well, if I get you, well, antihistamines will work for you. Oh, those have the opposite effect. You know what? Just stop with it. Every alcoholic, oh, that has the opposite effect. No, it doesn't. You just want your alcohol. Fucking stop it. All right. I'm sure that they're telling the truth. I'm just too tired to figure out a witty comeback. Okay. Frothy emotional appeal seldom suffices. The message which can interest and hold these alcoholic people must have depth and weight. In nearly all cases, their ideals must be grounded in a power greater than themselves if they are to recreate their lives. All right. So, what is the frothy emotional appeal? Is like people begging us to get sober. People begging us to get sober. You know, to us, there seems like there's an ulterior motive. There usually is, because they want what they want, right? I understand not using alcohol products, but Scope won't send me to Crown Royal. But if you can't use Scope, don't. It's up to you, man. And I think just saying mouthwash has a lot of there's a lot of alcohol-free mouthwash out there now too. So, but it's your choice. I'm not going to tell people what to do in that case. I am not going to take the chance and willingly put any alcohol in my mouth. I remember I emceed for a recovery foundation thing once, and clearly people were not thinking because the dessert was tiramisu. Now I understand that alcohol is cooked out of it, but still pushing a line. I didn't have any. Didn't have any. I don't like the smell of alcohol. I don't like the taste of alcohol. You have ruined my chocolate cake, is what you did. This was perfectly good chocolate cake till you sprinkled alcohol all over it. Okay. The message that can hold these people has to have depth and weight. We're the depth and weight. We're the recovered alcoholics. We're the ones that don't want. I don't like sushi either, so, but okay. I'm sure something got caught on fire. In Colorado, you're not allowed to do flaming drinks. At least you couldn't when I was a bartender, because alcohol burns blue. Oh shit, I forgot to send those. So it's usually other people in the program that can usually have the depth and weight that this person needs in order to be helpful. Came up with an idea last night where we just make business cards with the AA hotline on it, and everybody can give them out. Just the AA hotline. May put a couple other things like the local detox, the 988 number on it. Anyway, if any feel that as psychiatrists directing a hospital, we appear for alcoholics, we appear somewhat sentimental, let them stand with us a while on the firing lines. See the tragedies, the despairing wives, the little children, that the solving of these problems become a part of their daily work and even in their sleeping moments. And the most cynical will not wonder why we have accepted and encouraged this movement. We feel after many years that we have found nothing which has contributed more to the rehabilitation of these men than the altruistic movement now growing up among them. I'm going to tell you something. Okay. It still is. AA is not the only way to get sober, but it is the number one way. And it will continue to be that way. Unless another organization just like Alcoholics Anonymous comes along and kind of takes over, but it's got to be the same program. Here's the thing, okay? This book was written by God. All the others were not. You know, people, you know, it seems like the main thing is this. Oh, I got sober. I got 2-3 years sobriety now. I'm gonna write a book, and it'll be, you know, fuck, man. Enough with everybody writing books and fucking. I'm this and I'm that and assigning ourselves, um, you know, giving ourselves titles so that we can feel important. You know, the only reason that you're going to give yourself a title is for ego. It's just pride. It's bullshit. It's not going to do anything. It has to be altruistic. We have found this out. Or, you know, we could always go back to what we used to do and you could get a frontal lobotomy. But I can tell you now, I'd rather have a bottle in front of me than a frontal lobotomy. Pull out a little Dr. Demento there. It's from it's called Split Level Head is the name of the song. Okay. So you have a guy that's been trying for years, understand. And I'm going to tell you now that the intelligence level of people in the 30s is no lower than it is today. In fact, today, I would say that humans, as far as intelligence go, have less intelligence now. I would go as far to say that because our life is based on convenience and things connecting through Bluetooth, and that we want our food on instant minute and right now, and we seek all these fucking comforts so that we can enjoy life. But we didn't do anything in order to get to that. Right? Hey, Jimmy, it's good to see you, brother. It's good to see you. I hope you're doing well. Right? So you can imagine that this guy going through all this, okay? And so, you know, we see a lot of this in AA meetings, but that's not the front lines. That's not the front lines. Okay. The front lines is go serve, go do some outreach with homeless. That would be a front line. You go serve soup to these little fucking kids, okay? And you're gonna fucking feel it. See, a lot of people don't want to do that because it makes us feel bad, and we don't want to feel bad. We're gonna go home to our nice homes, knowing that those kids are gonna be sleeping on the fucking street, and you're gonna want to do everything that you can to put them into your own house, and you know you can't, and then you'll run into red tape and the frustration that we would rather put together something like a winter symposium for all of us to meet at the Broadmoor than actually help somebody out. I find it very disgusting, and I'm not happy about it today, clearly. So he keeps bragging. I'm ready to remove him from my friends list. I don't give a fuck what they do. You don't go running around how you're doing the winter symposium at the fucking Broadmoor. What happened to humility in this whole thing? And if you don't carry at least a little bit of humility in your hip pocket, it'd probably be best not to hang out with me. Because I will disturb and disturb and disturb you until you just fucking finally go away. I know. I'm kind of a dick that way. And I ain't going to change it. I'm not going to stop running my mouth. I'm not going to stop. We've just gotten fucking started, man. If I would have had the gumption and a bullhorn, I would have went down there myself. It's the final hurrah of all the money fucking spent. That's all it is. And it's disgusting. The special speakers and shit. You don't even know what it's for. Anyway, back to this, right? Those people also do not work the front lines. And I know. How do I know? Because I don't see any of them there. I don't see them there. I'm doing hard fucking work. Nobody's handed me shit. Okay? No, I went out and I bugged people and I bugged people and I will continue. Okay? When we're doing the thing this Friday, I'm the only peer. Okay. I talked to several people to make sure that I'm going to do that the right way, though. including the people running it. They sat down with me last Friday. They didn't have to do that. They didn't have to do that, man. All right. So men and women drink essentially because they like the effect produced by alcohol. Nowhere in here does it say it's because we love the taste, because I hate the way it tastes. I hate the taste of alcohol. That first shot was all you. Okay, got it. I was going for effect. I was always going for effect. Always, always, always. It was never anything else. So by the end, the effect was this, that if I didn't drink, I would shake. I used to have well, there was one thing I used to say is there's too much blood in my alcohol system. And then one day it became true. And if I did not wake up in the morning and drink, it would have killed me. So when they say the effect, it goes way beyond. The sensation is so elusive that while they admit it is injurious, they cannot, after a time, differentiate the true from the false. So if we know it is injurious, then what is this? Well, it's what we call suicide on the installment plan. And it's why things feel so fucked up. What's the number one sin? I don't agree. I'm going to tell you now, I don't agree. Just so you know. Right? Suicide is the number one sin. Not in my book. I don't agree with it. I'm not required to agree with it. Yeah. Truth. Yeah. It's really all you can pray for is truth. Good point. So while we admit it is injurious, so that would be suicide on the installment plan. And what does that do? Well, it goes against all the instincts of survival. All the instincts of survival. And that's why. That I can go with. To them, the alcoholic life seems the only normal one. They are restless, irritable, and discontented unless they can again experience a sense of ease and comfort which comes at once by taking a few drinks they see others taking with impunity. I never had a problem with other people drinking. I just don't give a fuck. Seeing other people drink never made me jealous because I know that I have access to it. It didn't bother me. I'm not saying there weren't other things though. Let's just put it this way. I just used other excuses. That's all. That's all it means. Okay. But until they find the sense and ease and comfort. Now, was I really trying to drink like other people? No, I'm going to tell you what I was trying to do. The first time I got like good and drunk and I went from being somebody with no friends and everybody picking on me to the cool guy that you don't fuck with, I would chase that moment for the rest of my fucking life, never to find it again, never ever even coming close to it. I would try and put drugs on it. I would try different things. I would try to add sex to it. I would try, all these things that were exciting to make sure that I would reach that one moment again, never, ever, ever, ever being able to reach it, because you cannot experience something new twice. And I didn't understand it when I was 13 years old. And I didn't get it until I was in my 40s. What does that sound like? Doesn't that sound insane? Sure does to me. After they have succumbed to the desire again, as so many do, and the phenomenon of craving develops, they pass through the well-known stages of a spree, emerging remorseful with a firm resolution not to drink again. This is repeated over and 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 over again. And unless this person can experience an entire psychic change, there is very little hope of his recovery. Psychic change. Bottom. It's your bottom. This is step 0. Okay. It might come with a spiritual experience. In most cases, it does not. Some people are struck sober. Sometimes they have a spiritual experience that is just so overwhelming that the obsession of alcohol has been expelled from them right then and there. There's reasons for that. It did not happen for me that way. I had what was called the educational variety, where it happened slowly over a period of time. But I finally came to at least a point that I did not want to live my life this way anymore. That is a psychic change. It is step 0. And it is the step before the steps. We hardly talk about it anymore because people don't know it. Okay, but you need to know that there's step before the steps. What else do we call it? We call it the gift of desperation. It is the psychic change. Psychic, mind, changed your mind. That's all it is. It doesn't have to be more than that. You do not need to make big fucking promises and pinky swears and all this other bullshit for your psychic change. No, but it is the difference between getting sober and recovery. The psychic change is where we get sober, which is what? The absence of alcohol. And you can do it for any fucking reason you want. Yes. On the other hand, and strange as this may seem, to those who do not understand, and these will be the people that do not understand. Okay? Normal drinkers. Some people will get mad that you went and got this, and then they come out, I've been trying to help you. I've been trying. Yeah, but you had ulterior motives. I'm sorry I didn't listen to you. I'm sorry I didn't listen to you. I'm sorry. You don't need that bullshit. If they're not happy that you finally got it, and it doesn't matter where it came from, those are the friends. Those are the people you need to keep around. Right? Anyway, once the psychic change has occurred, the very same person who seemed doomed, who had so many problems he despaired of ever solving them, suddenly finds himself easily able to control his desire for alcohol, the only effort necessary being that required to follow a few simple steps. And those steps are 1, 2, and 3. And they are simple. And they require no action. Because it's a free gift. All right. That's going to be it for this one. I appreciate everybody being here. Sorry I did a little preach. Well, no, I'm not. I'm not sorry that I preached at all. I'm not. So, but I do, however, appreciate everybody being here. I hope you have a good day. Still not awake. I don't think I will be today. All right. Thank you, everybody. I love you. You know I do. Peace out and have a day.